or will be the ticket to getting the crown. To the rest of the delegates, don't lose hope because we still have one more segment, and that is the interview portion. Having said that, during our interview, you have to look on screen as we call your country. Of course, you will move forward in the center and you will see on screen a tourism destination or a certain place in your country, and you will tell us something about it, or how are you going to describe it or promote it. And they have time limit, right?
The interview must be 30 seconds each only.
All
So
right.
best of luck.
Gentlemen, are you ready? Let's begin. And the first delegate is Ivan.
Okay, first delegate. Mr. Mauritius.
Mr. Mauritius. You can put down your gift bag. Nobody will get it, we hope. All right. Mr. Mauritius, are you ready? Would you like to greet everyone here tonight?
Would you like to greet them?
Yes, hello everyone. This is Udish Bagzun representing Mauritius, and this is my first time here, and I'm very proud to be here. Thank you.
Wow, first time here. Very proud, and we hope that you are enjoying our country. Now, are you ready for the picture?
Yes, sure.
And it is...
Well, may I start? Well, this describes our country. My country is that of Mauritius. The red, as you can see, my country is very colorful. It is a multicultural country. The red signifies the natural flowers, the tropical. This is the national flower of Mauritius. The blue is the seas, the beautiful lagoon of Mauritius. The yellow parts are the sandy beaches, and the green parts are the natures and all the beautiful resources that Mauritius have. Mauritius is a specialist in local products, and it is an exporter of all of its local and manufactured in Mauritius products. We call that made in Maurice. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Mauritius.
Thank you, Mr. Mauritius. Actually, he defined the picture or described the video based on colors. And what I can remember is green are sign of their natural resources and that they're exporting and making their own products. Thank you. Now we move on to the next.
The next candidate is Philippines.
Philippines.
Good evening, Philippines. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm good.
Good. Are you ready?
Good. Very, very good.
All right. So your picture or video is Balel.
Good evening, everyone. I can probably say that this is Balera Aurora here in the Philippines. Balera Aurora has a lot of tourist spots here. There's a lot of tourist spots there. For example, the Cemento Beach, where there's powerful waves for surfing. I'm not a surfer, but I love nature and I love beaches. It's soothing and relaxing. I can promote Balera Aurora as a tourist spot in social media, because social media is a powerful tool in promoting. I'm gonna use the 3 P's, which is promote, preserve, and the prioritize. And last but not least, we're given a lot of tourist spots here in the Philippines. This is God's gift to people, and all we need to do is to learn how to appreciate it, love it, and to preserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Philippines.
Let's protect, preserve, and prioritize from Mr. Philippines. Now we move on to Mr.
Nepal.
Hi, Mr. Nepal. How are you feeling as of this point?
I'm feeling very good right now.
Very good, and we hope that you'll have a good answer as well. Are you ready?
Yep.
Check the
Pokhara.
Well, thank you for showing me this picture. Actually, it's my birthplace, my hometown. I just like to say the Pokhara is like Switzerland of Nepal because it attracts the most tourists in Nepal because it has the 7 lakes that anywhere in Nepal doesn't have. The tourists like to go to the famous tourist point as lakeside where you have a lot of range of according to your budget, according to your comfort. You can go and find your level-wise accommodation, hotel and resort. And the people over there are so humble and nice that they believe in Atiti Devo Bhava. We all Nepalese believe in Atiti Devo Bhava. That means we treat our guests as God. We never say no to our guests because we believe to serve the guests is to serve our God. And yes, Pokhara is one of the most beautiful place of Nepal, and I'm just loving it to describe about my hometown. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night.
Thank you, Mr. Nepal.
We would like to be visiting Nepal. Thank you so much.
Now up next we have Mr. Dubai. Hello, Mr. Dubai. Looking familiar?
Yes,
Actually, he's my classmate way back 2011 in Dubai. So good luck, brother.
thank you so much.
And your picture or video is the Dubai frame.
Hi, magandang gabi sa lahat. Good evening to everybody. I'm going to tell you about Dubai frame. First of all, Dubai frame is the resemblance, the difference between the old city and the new one. Now, if you go to the other side, you'd see all the skyscrapers of Dubai, starting from Burj Khalifa to the Twin Towers. Sheikh Zayed Road is lined up. And then if you look to from the other side, you'd see Dera and the other old cities that we have. But most of all, what I can say about Dubai is that we always say Dubai is the home country of all expats. So I would always advise it as a tourist spot because you go there, you still feel that you're at home because you see your fellow countrymen from all over the world. Thank you so much. Please have a good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Dubai.
That's very true. The home of expats. You'll feel at home when you're in Dubai, and I believe both of us will agree, and most of them. Now we move on to the next.
The next candidate is Mr. Indonesia.
Mr. Indonesia. Would you like to read it?
Hello everyone, good night, good evening. My name is Somaly. I'm from Indonesia.
Ready. And the picture is
Okay, I can tell you from Mount Bromo. Mount Bromo is have a Hindu like permanent temple, and it has sorry, and we have places like Nasir. We have where it is like Sahara, and this. Yeah, so sorry. Thank you.
I haven't been to Indonesia, but Indonesia is a beautiful place. Thank you, Mr. Indonesia.
And of course, his smile is kind of inviting as well. Now we move on to
Next up is Mr. Iran.
Mr. Iran. Would you like to greet them?
Guys, thank you so much for being here right now. Thank you so much for supporting us right now, and especially for the judges came all the way from far places like La Union and different places. I've met a few of them around the world actually. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making this event successful, and without you guys, we wouldn't be here as well. Thank you.
A very grateful one. Now your picture is
Okay, I have to say this first. I grew up actually here in the Philippines. I was actually I transferred here alone here in the Philippines at the age of 14. But I have researchers from my own country though. Isfahan is actually the second capital of Iran. This is the most historical city in Iran. This was one of the Org. The Org is like one of the temples during Alexander the Great's time. It was one of the places that Alexander the Great, the father of King Cyrus,
We call them King of the Kings. This is where he used to live. This is his house. This is the people around the world just to go here to check the historical places. Like we have people from USA to go here in this place to just check how the King of the Kings used to live. This is Isfahan, and this is his house. It used to be this house. Right now we are making it as a museum, and people are really, really welcome to visit our place. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Iran.
Thank you for welcoming all of us in your historical country. Now we move on to Mr.
Up next is Mr. USA. Good evening.
Good evening.
Your picture.
As you can see in the photo, it is Niagara Falls. This particular wonder of nature is so important to the people because it signifies the life of America, into the heart of America, because this flows from Canada and into New York. It is a very popular destination because the magnitude, its size, is very huge. It is amazing because people get to actually go into barges and they actually get to see they can get to see the falls firsthand. This signifies that if we could actually maintain such a size, such a falls that size, we could maintain anything, especially in nature. That a lot of places around the world it lacks maintenance, and that we should take care of our nature even more. And if we could take care of Niagara Falls, how much more little places around the world, especially here in the Philippines and abroad. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. USA.
Thank you so much. Of course, if we promote nature or preserve nature, we will be able to promote tourism in our own place as well. And Niagara Falls is truly magical.
Up next, may we have Filipino community of KSA,
Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
another Arab country. Good evening, Mr. KSA.
Hello, good evening to everyone.
How are you feeling tonight?
I'm good because I know that my supporter, I have my mom there. I don't know where it is. But hello, mom. Hello, my
That's great. So your picture.
Yes, of course, but I don't know what this is.
Surprise.
I hope so.
Okay, we're having a little technical difficulty as of this point. We will wait for that, Mr. KSA. For the meantime, how about what's your favorite color?
Blue
It's blue eye.
symbolize oceans.
Ocean, so you love nature, huh?
Yes, of course.
Of course, you love nature. And thank you for answering all those questions. You don't have to actually. Anyway, of course, our candidates are halfway through almost. So to the rest of you, please relax, breathe in, breathe out, organize your thoughts before you answer. And of course, make sure that you will be able not just to describe the place, but also to promote tourism in your country, because anyway, this pageant is about tourism as well. So you present yourself, you present the place, and you promote tourism, all right? And as for you, as you are the one beside us as of this point, who are with you aside from your mom?
I have my aunt and my, of course, my...
Your supporters?
Well, I don't know, but I think my cousins also are there, I hope so. And hi, probably.
Do you have Filipino blood?
Yes, it is. I am actual Filipino. Yes.
So you're Filipino who grew up in KSA.
I'm just working there for almost years already, so it's like...
So you're one of the great heroes of our country. Kudos to that. And of course, while waiting for your picture on screen, we are open also for a list. A list will do. Just give us a list of the place that they're about to describe.
Actually, the question for Mr. KSA is,
Or the place
Yeah,
is?
no, actually he has to describe KSA.
Okay, KSA as a whole. Ready?
KSA, we should say that it's Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. As we all know, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is a holy place, and where mostly of our Muslim brothers and sisters are living there. So in KSA, you can find the holy place in where that is called the Makkah, in where all the Muslim around the world are going there just to tell that how they devoted on the Allah. So Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is what we call that. It's very different from other countries because they are following a lot of things. So as a Filipino and as a working there, we need to follow what are the rules and regulations and of course their laws, because as we as a hero, as you said, that working there, we must have to be fully devoted, follow them, because that will be for the benefits of our family that living here, and we are giving the support and everything to our family. So that's why we are be good enough and work hard for them. So KSA is the best place that we can earn money as well. So that's all that they do.
Thank you so much, Mr. KSA, following all the rules and regulations when you go to their country and maybe to any country, of course, and respect their culture and religion. It's a good country also to earn money and send it to your country. Now we move on to the next.
The next candidate is Mr. Egypt.
Mr. Egypt. How are you?
Good. Hello everyone, thanks for coming.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So we check your picture.
What should I say about Egypt? Like, the picture describe it yourself. Like, no one know until now how the pyramids are built. Like, how the Sphinx like this. Like, in the 7,000 years ago, to find a place like this, really? Yeah. What can I describe? I can't describe. No one can describe like this. All over the world didn't even describe. No one can. It's really. Yeah, Egypt is really amazing. You should really visit Egypt, especially Sharm el-Sheikh, the part of Paris. Really, you need to visit it. Yeah, really.
So the best thing is to visit Egypt.
It's your invitation. As for him, it's indescribable. Thank you so much,
Thank you, Mr.
Egypt. Now we move on to.
Up next, please come forward, Mr. Malaysia.
Mr. Malaysia. Hi, Mr. Malaysia. Would you like to meet all of our friends here tonight?
Hello, this is my director, Swan, and my friend. And also, thanks for coming today.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready for it.
Okay, you can check your picture.
Alright, Batu Caves. Even I stay at the Sabah. This is at the West Malaysia. Batu Caves is very interesting to visit because this is one of the symbolic for Buddha, right, in the Malaysia. So even I don't know a lot about this one, I want to promote of you because Malaysia have a lot of places, beautiful culture, and also this one is very beautiful. At Malaysia, especially, there are lots of culture, and we can, all of us can visit this temple. Actually, it's the big temple in Malaysia. So I hope you guys visit to Malaysia. Malaysia, truly Asia. Thank you.
We'll surely visit Malaysia.
Truly
sure,
Asia.
yes.
So that's one of the biggest temple in Malaysia that we should visit.
Okay, up next we have Nigeria.
Mr. Nigeria. Hello, Mr. Nigeria. How are you feeling?
Good evening. I'm feeling okay.
Excited and nervous at the same time?
Yeah, I guess so.
Just relax and
So here's what you're gonna describe.
Good evening, everyone. Basically, the picture you're seeing here is Gwara Falls. And Gwara Falls has one of the cleanest waters in Nigeria. And from the flag, where you can see green, white, green. White representing purity, And this is one of the best examples which you can use to describe purity, because the water is so white that you could see it so transparent. So for tourism, I believe that tourism has to do about adventure. It talks about finding new places. It talks about checking out places that you've not seen before, strange things in a way that are weird but awesome also. So I believe that Gwara Falls is one of the best examples in Nigeria that if ever you should visit, is one of the places that you should go to, and you're gonna have an amazing time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nigeria.
A place to have an amazing time. Now we move on to
Mr. Guam.
Guam.
Good evening, Mr. Guam. Would you like to greet your fans?
Hello. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for coming tonight. I would like to thank the organization for allowing me to represent my island and show you a little bit about it.
Are you ready for your picture?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. This picture is actually one of the tallest mountains from sea level. On the top of it is crosses representing our culture and our religious beliefs. Every year, our Catholics get together to do a pilgrimage, and they would go up the mountain. There is a trail going up to it to pray. Personally, I like going there because it has beautiful scenery, and it's one of the calmest places that I know, where I can get away and just think. And that's what I want to tell you. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Guam.
Thank you, Mr. Guam, a religious place wherein everyone are going or gathering each and every member of the family or friends, and of course they pray as well. And it has beautiful scenery too. Now we move on to the next.
The next country is Sabah, Malaysia.
Mr. Malaysia. Mr. Malaysia, would you like to greet everyone tonight?
Hello everyone, thank you for coming. I'm from Sabah, Malaysia.
Relax and take a look at your picture.
Hello everyone, the picture is around Mount Kinabalu, one of the highest mountain in East Asia. Mount Kinabalu is one of the famous place for the tourists to come, and for the tourists that like adventure, they can climb it and take a picture there. I never been to Mount Kinabalu, but it's my dream to go there. Besides that, I want to promoting the tourism in Sabah. Sabah have many places, such as Mount Kinabalu. We have a beach, we have the beautiful islands, and then we have the lots of forests. So that's all from me. Thank you very much for the attention.
Thank you, Mr. Sabah, Malaysia.
You're one with you. We need to go there.
Up next, we may call on Mr. Thailand.
Mr. Thailand, are you ready?
I'm okay.
Take a look at your picture. So we have a translator.
Sawasdee ทุกท่านครับ อันนี้ก็เป็นวัดถ้ำเสือครับ ผมโชคดีมากครับ วัดถ้ำเสือนี้อยู่ที่จังหวัดกาญจนบุรีครับ และผมก็เป็นคนจังหวัดกาญจนบุรีด้วยครับ ก็วัดถ้ำเสือก็เป็นวัดที่สวยงามมากครับ ธรรมชาติก็อุดมสมบูรณ์ครับ ก็ผมอยากเชิญชวนทุกท่านนะครับ ถ้าไปเที่ยวเมืองไทยก็ขอเชิญไปแวะที่วัดถ้ำเสือนะครับ ผมรับรองว่าไม่ผิดหวังแน่นอน สวยงาม แล้วเมืองไทยก็อาหารอร่อย ก็ธรรมชาติดี อากาศดีครับ ขอบคุณครับ
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, he's saying that this is Wat Tham Sua, which is in Kanchanaburi province in the west of Thailand. And you know, at this place we have a very good nature, and we reach all the food and the place where to travel around. And he would like to invite everyone here to travel this place and enjoy the nature, and you won't be disappointed, and you're gonna have fun. Thank you.
Enjoy
so
the
much.
nature, and you're gonna have fun. No disappointments. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Mr. Thailand.
Mr. Thailand, and to his interpreter as well. Next we have
May we call on Mr. India.
Mr. India.
Good evening, Mr. India.
Good evening.
Who's with you tonight?
My friend Ira is in my same college and we started a pageant together.
That's great. So how's the Philippines so far?
Philippines is quite good. We have a quote like it's more fun in Philippines, but what I see is it's more love in Philippines.
I see. You get that right. You can check your picture now.
Okay, after watching these people, I thought some people already went there and some already want to go there. So most of you are here are Filipinos. So first of all, I'll say is Taj Mahal is in Agra. So I will tell you is as Filipino eat 6 times, I will say you in India we have sarap food, so you will love it. As if I want to promote India as tourism, and then second Taj Mahal, it is a sign of love made by Raja for his wife in memories of his wife, and it is made up of a white marble. It is very rare in all around the world. At that time, after making this, all the employee who made it, their hand was cutted because he doesn't want to make a new, or maybe they make a new temple like this. That's why they didn't want anything. So it is a sign of love, and you all know without love we can't do anything. Love is power and everything for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Love.
Mr. India. So that's the sign of love and very rare sign. Thank you, Mr. India. Now we move on to the next.
Okay, last but not the least, Vietnam.
Mr. Vietnam will answer the question as he will read it through a cell phone. You will Google Translate it, right? Where's the phone, please, for Mr. Vietnam?
Relax.
I'm kind of impromptu learning sign language this time. No, you come here, stay here, but he doesn't understand. Stay here. Where's the cell phone? There. He thought he has to exit, but not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Ready? Ready? He's typing the password first.
So the password is?
All right.
Check your picture first.
So he will look at the picture and he will type his answer and it will be Google translated so everyone will understand. Imperial City. Just relax. So 30 seconds is not applicable to him, right? Because he has to write it and we have to wait for it to be translated. Don't worry, we're checking his in Google Translate. Not in Google search. Okay, you Vietnamese, you speak and then translate it in English. Okay?
Xin chào mọi người. Thành phố Huế ở Việt Nam thì rất là nổi tiếng, có nhiều danh lam thắng cảnh mà ai cũng biết đến. Đặc biệt nó là lịch sử của Việt Nam. Thank you.
It's okay. Relax.
We don't have a very good connection. Please bear with us.
Come to the Philippines.
Sorry, I'm really checking if it's not searching.
Vietnam.
Okay, he's just typing his answer. I would like to help him, but I don't know the spelling in Vietnamese, so we'll just wait for it to be translated in English. Anyway, he is our last delegate to undergo the interview. Okay? Okay. Imperial City Hu is an ancient capital, a landmark, scenic and historical museum of Vietnam.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Alright, so
That's
it's
it?
scenic, it's a landmark and a historical place in Vietnam. Maybe he wants to add up that we should visit, but he's kind of rattled that he's taking a lot of time. How about a round of applause to all of our delegates tonight? They truly did their best and they all did a great job. So as of this point, our judges are finalizing their scores. Please submit it to our official tabulators. It will be verified, and of course, the moment that we announce the winners, it will be final. So we would like to bid all of our candidates good luck. And to all the delegates, their national directors, thank you so much for supporting and participating Mr. Continental International 2018. To all of our guests, our friends from the media, pageant enthusiasts, thank you for being with us, our judges. Of course, let's acknowledge again one by one our national directors.
We begin with Philippines, Mr. Rodel Salvador.
Rodel Salvador, a round of applause please for him. Thank you also for our gowns and suit tonight. For Malaysia, we have Sabah, Malaysia. We have